I think that we should have more housing in New South Wales, absolutely. There is no doubt about that in my mind, and we need to find useful and reasonable and realistic ways to get there. The reason that I so strongly support this motion by the Honourable Scott Farlow to shed some more light on what has been a very confusing process is because I had the privilege of sitting on a number of budget estimates committees that dealt with this proposal. I was on the Minister for Racing's Budget Estimates Committee, the Minister for Planning and the Minister for Transport's departmental committee hearing, budget estimates hearing in the afternoon, and I seemed to get slightly different information every time this matter came up. And that's why we need the transparency that this motion calls for, because we actually don't really know how this came to be. And it's important because the government needs to provide information clearly and succinctly to the people of New South Wales about the way that they're making the way that they are making decisions. And there were some things that Minister Harris spoke about. He said, ministers in the government need to be very careful interfering with the rights and views of actual memberships of independent organisations, which was a very interesting comment in light of the ATC's current stoush and the planned coup that's happening. Gay Waterhouse has been very vocal about this. He also said, what I had done is make sure that any of my decision-making or interactions I had couldn't be called into question. I just formed that personal view that it wasn't appropriate for me to be engaging on it, that is the proposal, whilst there was another process underway. So it was very unclear what processes were running in tandem, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. We saw the stage photograph with a number of people in it who had no idea about the proposal. The Transport Minister, Jo Halen, said that she'd not seen the Rosehill Racecourse MOU. The Metro West delivery was questioned. That was a question that I asked about that. I wasn't on the Treasurer's Budget Estimates Committee, but I hope that someone asked him the questions. I mean, the thing is that, as the Honourable Chris Rath said, we don't really know where this proposal came from, and that's important. We need to know whose interests are being represented in these government decisions, because they will have massive impacts, not only on locals, but also on membership organisations, obviously on the ATC, but also on the people of New South Wales who deserve to understand what is actually possible. Instead of promising 25,000 new homes and not being able to deliver them, we actually need to have a government that is honest and open and upfront about what is actually possible, rather than living in a sort of dream world and making these announcements without actually having any background evidence to back it up.